curious. Ooh, now recording. Hello and welcome to the PhalaWorld live stream on Discord. All survivors welcome. Okay, yeah, brilliant. Right. Okay, let's see who we've got here today. Say hello in the chat. We've got I see a lot of new names here today as well. Alexa, Anakin, I recognize. Blackstone, of course. Capex, Chris. Obviously, the baby's asleep. Dragon Zero, formerly known as, yeah, that name has changed. Inface, of course. Lucy is here. Marco, Polka Dog, Potato Joe, of course. Rafa, Scarlet, always here. Vladimir, and our very own Zoe. I think is this the first live stream you've been to, Zoe? Or have I just not seen your name before? Are you in the chat, Zoe? Oh. So let's now all the important people are here. Let's get started. So yeah, first things first, guys. Let's start with the elephant in the room. A bit of an apology from the team. We've delayed this release twice now. That's 100% on us. Unfortunately, we ran into some last-minute technical problems, particularly due to storing extremely high-resolution images, and we only discovered this. We only discovered this late yesterday. So yeah, please accept my apologies on behalf of the team. It's not what we want to do. It's not where we want to be, and we will make every effort not to delay again in the future. I know you've heard us say that before, but we're doing some pre-experimental stuff here. So yeah, it's something we have to improve at. So apologies out of the way. Let me talk you through some exciting stuff. For those who haven't seen all of the stats, we ended up with 1,172 hatched shells. People asked us various questions about, well, what if I didn't pick any equipment, right? What would happen? Well, we just implemented it so you get a random set of equipment. So that's the huge piece of clarity there. And for unhatched shells, oh, sorry, not unhatched, for shells that didn't start incubation, which there were about 150 of them, 166, I think, to be precise. They'll just be waiting for the next incubation, right? They're just sat there. So you've not lost anything. You just, yeah, you remain in an unincubated state. So yeah, that's the quick updates. Let's get started. Everyone hammering the PhalaWorld server. So you can see the major reveal today. My shell has hatched. You can see I've got two AIs, obviously best species, no contest. And you can see my hatched shell. So everyone should have their hatched shell now. I mean, how cool are these, right? So yeah, this is your profile page. I mean, you all know this by now, but yeah, just a couple of new things to point out today. You've now got a list of all your equipment, so you can see all of your equipment that's been added, all of the details. Just a quick point: people enjoyed the synthesis page so much, we've left it open, right? So you can't actually do anything in terms of changing your NFT at the moment. It's just a playground. It's just a tourist mode. But if you still want to play around with things, I know people spent hours and hours and hours in here. So if you still want to kind of play this game, it's still all there for you. We haven't taken it away, but obviously you can't change your NFT at the moment. But yeah, if you want to show this system to anyone, if you want to spread the word, tell people why this was so cool, it's still there for you. What's being said in the chat? Guys, if you've got questions for me as we go through this stream, we'll do a Q&A at the end, but think about this like a Twitch stream. If you've got things that you want to say, just put them in the chat and I'll read them out as we go through. So we've got the equipment list. You can see all of the stuff that I took hours and hours and hours to pick. Obviously all my color color coordination has paid off, maybe. The other key things that we need to draw your attention to today are you can now download a high def version. And when we say high def, we mean ridiculously high def. So 4.5 by 8,000 pixels. Feel free to go and grab your crazy high res and set it as a desktop background or whatever you want to do with it. That feature is available now. Go and have fun with it. People are very interested in the metadata of how these things are represented, and we've got a metadata link here now, so you can go and see how this is stored on chain specifically. We use Arweave in the background as well as Kala. So for the more technical minded, that is there as well, which is really cool. One thing that I want to draw your attention to as well while we're streaming today is that it's definitely a wallpaper-y, 100%. If there was ever anything made for a wallpaper, it's this image. Maybe get it printed on a t-shirt, right? So the other thing I want to bring your attention to is we're going to have an activity that's going to go live probably as this stream ends, or maybe even during it, depending on Lucia, whereby we're going to have a little sort of competition around changing your avatar on Twitter and Discord to a picture of your shell NFT. It'll be super short, like 24 hours. But yeah, you guys get to show off. So watch out for the details for that, which Lucia will announce after this stream. So a couple of other things that, like, a lot of people have had some questions, about some of the stuff that we've done. So I just want to kind of pull back the curtain and reveal some of the things that we've worked on. But has anyone got any questions about what I've shown today so far? Any thoughts? Do post them in the recreation room chat. I am watching it. Chris is typing. I can't see people typing on Twitch, right? That's the interesting thing. I can actually see when someone's typing. But stick your thoughts in the chat and I'll read them out. Chris, whoa, that really is high def. Yeah, it's yeah. So maybe to connect this back to some of the problems and technical kind of limitations that we hit. This is for those who have worked with picture editing and high resolution files. Yeah, these are insanely high def. So yeah, it is the definition of high res wallpaper for sure. But yeah, guys, put your questions and thoughts and comments in the chat, and I'll read them out. So anyway, I just wanted to emphasize for those who maybe haven't seen it, that we put out a thread a couple of days ago now, just on explaining what we've been up to in the last month. Marco, is it changed the ID? As in, has the NFT ID hasn't changed? No, Lucia is correct. What do you mean? Is it? Yeah, just clarify your question if you could. So yeah, just to continue on about this thread, I highly encourage everyone to read this thread. I can link it in the chat for you. If you haven't seen this, it just gives you a bit more details. I mean, one thing I'll pick out here, synthesizing 15 gigs worth of high resolution images. That gives you some idea of the sort of size of these images involved. In Face, do we have a save as option to save the best quality possible? That is the option, right? You are saving the best. You're down. See how it says full size in Face? You are downloading the highest quality possible. Does that make sense? But yeah, just clarify if my answer doesn't make sense. So yeah, to just continue through, there's a lot of information, interesting information behind the scenes in this thread. Yeah, there we go. Chris has clarified. So yeah, just to continue, we just have to do a lot of work. No audio. Can everyone else hear me clearly? Jojo? Is anyone else having issues with audio? Can if you can hear me, can you just put +1 in the chat in recreation room, just so I can get some confirmation that yeah, Chris can hear me. Anyone else? Jojo? Anyone? Yeah, just a few more people. Right. Okay. I think the issue must be with. Yeah. Okay. Great. I think the issue must be with you, Big. Seems to be working for everyone else. Oh. Okay. Apparently. Right. Okay. Yeah. Great point, Jalu. So to answer your question, the NFT of the origin shell didn't change, but the ID of the shell is new. So yeah, clarifying point there. Thanks, Shalu. Lots of +1s. I like the way you've just written +1, Big. Yeah. So anyway, just to stick on this thread for a second, I would suggest if you're interested in the technology behind it, I'd go and read it. Talks about the number of images that we synthesized, how we have to manually check them all. 12,000 image items in total. We ended up with 60 gigs worth of material. How we work with Arweave, security of it all. Yeah, it's all there. So yes, one of the yeah, I think we understand the confusion now, Lucia. We were talking about two different things: the origin shell and the shell. See nothing option when do right click save on image. I mean, we should just click download and then save image as, right? That's how you do it. Does that make sense in face? So the link is just, I mean, we can add a direct download link, but the link is just opening the JPEG in another window, that link, and then right click on the image, save image as. Hopefully that's clear. Yeah, so another big thing that we want to talk about today is item limits. So I talked about this on my last live stream, but I just want to clarify for everyone today. The item limits that existed, so you can still see them displayed in the sort of the tourist mode synthesis page. These item limits down here, these were just incubation item limits. So once we've now hatched and once the marketplace opens, there will be no. You could have a prime shell that equipped, if they wanted to, and if they bought the items, they could equip legendary items in every single slot. It's now down to you guys. This was item limits in terms of rarity were incubation only. So hopefully that's clear. See no options when do right click on image. What OS are you running in face? It's yeah, it's fairly are you encountering an error maybe? Maybe you can show me after this stream and I can help you with it. Look at that image. How cool does that look? Look how that is insanely high. I mean, this gives you an idea of how high res this is, right? Yeah, so I guess the final thing to talk about in terms of news that I have for you guys is just to re-emphasize that the marketplace is coming next. We were hoping to ship this late January. I'm not sure if we'll meet that date now. It was always tentative. But yeah, we'll have a clearer roadmap coming out soon. And we hope to ship it's our focus, right, to get the marketplace out to you. Obviously, we've been a little bit delayed on hatching, as everyone knows. So that's pushed out the marketplace a little bit. But yeah, version 1 of the marketplace is our next major priority and should be with you guys soon. So You'll be able to trade. We're likely to split the marketplace into two versions. There'll be a basic version to start where you can just trade shell NFTs, and then in a later version you'll be able to trade all the parts. So yeah, Lucia, do we have any? Do you want to announce this little activity while we're live, or is it going live after the stream? Do tell me in the chat. So yeah, guys, I think I've covered the main points of news we have for you today. Does anyone have any questions? There's the raid there. Raid time. Nice woo. But yeah, just to recap everything that I've said, if you joined the stream late, just to go over it really quickly. Again, apologies for the delay. Your shell is now hatched. Your origin shell has now become a shell. You can see I'm looking at my magic shell right now. We now have this equipment list, so you can see everything that you picked in details. You can download a high definition version of the image, an insanely high definition version. You can go and look at the metadata. The tourist mode is, or what we're terming the tourist mode, is still there, so you can still go and play with synthesis if you want. You can go and have a read of the Twitter thread and get some information on all of the details of what we've been doing. And yeah, no item rarity limits after incubation, and marketplace coming soon. That's your very quick summary for anyone who joined late. So yeah, hit me with your questions in the chat, guys. Hit me with your thoughts. We're chatting in Recreation Room. Hopefully everyone's looking at the Recreation Room channel, where Lucia has just announced the raid, which is if you change your avatar on Twitter and Discord, it's all around that. So we show some of these lovely shell NFT images off. Is everyone looking at the right channel, just out of interest? I assume they are. We need to simultaneously broadcast on Twitch and Discord, I think. So yeah, guys, that's the update from me today. Chris, Dragon, any thoughts? Any questions you want to ask? Well, we've got the whole team here, right? Even Zoe's here, yeah? Big day. You can ask us anything you want while we're here. Xiaolu's in chat. Marvin's probably lurking somewhere. Dragon is typing. This will be interesting. Do we want to start a Q&A? Do we want to invite anyone up to speak? My NFT picture looks awesome. We can invite people to talk. Yeah. Does anyone? There we go. Yeah. Does anyone want to come up and talk and ask me a question on voice? Feel free to post in the chat, and I'll try and answer your questions. I'm at work. Yeah, I know. I know a lot of people are trying to do other stuff at the same time. So yeah, if you have any thoughts or questions, just put them in the chat. If you do want to speak, write in the chat, and Lucia will give you permission to speak. Got so many notifications on Discord. How's your shell NFT looking, Ree? You happy with it? Ooh, Xiaolu's in the channel. Tianeb's here. What do you think, Tianeb? You happy with the end result? Someone's already changed the avatar on Twitter. I like it, Dragon. Nicely done. Silu, nice work, well done. Thank you. I mean, all the team is here, right? It's all the team's work. Ree, my NFT are still in the shell. Are you telling me, Ree, that you didn't start incubation? Is that what you're actually admitting? Cheers, well done, team. Thanks, Dragon. I appreciate that, or the team appreciates that. Come on, Ree. Own up, and tell me that you're sorry. You ruined our statistics, Ree. Right? You ruined our statistics. Tell us more about the competition. Okay, so let's look at the competition live on stream. So this is the competition. Dear survivors, your shell has awakened. Let's change it to the avatar in your social media. Show the power from PhalaWorld. So it's going to run for 24 hours. How to raid, change your Twitter profile to your shell picture, and then you just tweet something with all the right hashtags and send your tweet link, or take a screenshot and put it in the raid channel. And the first 50 survivors will earn a rank on Discord. So you can see a quick example here. So that's how it works. Just a fun little activity for everyone. You get to show off. Awesome work. I can't stop zooming in on the areas. Yeah, I mean this yeah. It's I mean just even the detail on the item we forgot to add. The halo is we have a very talented designer, our designer William, who I don't know if he's in the channel, but he is responsible for making everything, along with his colleague Eric, making everything look brilliant on PhalaWorld. So William is the man to praise, alongside our awesome engineering team. I'm sorry, Punch Me. We wanted everyone to start incubation. Everyone on the team worked really hard to try and get everyone to start incubation, and you are the last person we expected to not start incubation. So, yeah, what can I say? We're very disappointed in you, Ree. Block you. I mean, we'll consider the appropriate punishment later, but yeah, at least we now we know, right? Yeah, so guys, does anyone want to come up and speak? I know people are probably busy working and doing lots of other stuff, but now's your chance to ask the team a question or comment on the work or anything like that. Or even just ask the question in chat. Have we got some questions? Yeah, so just to clarify this question, to say again, the shell NFT ID is different from the origin shell. So what you purchased in the mint was an origin shell, right? It was the small baby test tube or whatever it might be that had one ID, and now the origin shell is what you had, and now the shell has its own ID. So that's the clarity. There's one other big thing that I need to clarify as well. A lot of people have asked about. There was a supply of 8,888. And maybe we can write a summary blog post with all these important points in afterwards, about the item limits, etc. But yeah, a key point to get across here is people have said, when are we going to burn the origin shells that were left over, right? Well, we don't need to burn anything because we never minted them, right? We didn't mint them to then hand out. We only minted them as they were bought. So there is nothing to burn. And there will be no more Generation Zero origin shells. That's it. We're finished. So that question of burning is it's done. That's finished. We don't physically need to burn anything because we didn't mint it. Hopefully that's clear to everyone. I see more people joining Discord late. So just to clarify everything that I've been saying again, Your origin shell is now hatched. You now have a shell. You amazing picture, Marco. Absolutely amazing. Look at the detail. You can't This was the point that I was clarifying before. You didn't start incubation. So this is your punishment, right, Ree? You didn't start incubation. So you've missed this window. So you still have an origin shell. You still have a little test tube, and you'll have to wait for a future opportunity. There will be another opportunity to incubate. But yeah, we don't have any details to reveal about that at this point. So pay attention next time, Ree, please. Come on. Yeah. So anyway, I was just re-summarizing for everyone who's joining late. This is just a live stream to announce the hatching of your origin shell into a shell. You can see it on my screen at the moment, and you can download a high def picture of your shell. And when we say high def, we mean high def. Yeah, the details are absolutely amazing. As I say, we'll put a little blog post out summarizing everything I've said in the stream. But yeah, key point is we've hatched, and yeah, we're moving forwards onto the marketplace. How's your shell looking, Zoe? Are you pleased with the results? Nice. Raiding already. Oh, okay. Just too spoilt for choice, right? Yeah, I went very kind of what's the right word? Sort of not plain, but understated on this one. I went for a kind of a white blue theme, and then the background. I really liked the purple and green in the background, and then the blue and white in the foreground. Chris, yeah, loving the scratches and the paint chips. Awesome attention to detail. Yeah, there is a lot of kind of granular details. I mean, even on this, yeah, even on this floating camera here, you can just see some chips. Very cool. So yeah, that's it from me, guys. Really, just a short, sharp stream to let you know where we're up to and give you all the latest updates, and just basically an excuse to show off my origin shell and shell. Really, I mean, that's the only reason we went live, just so I could show this off. This will be for sale when the market. No, I'm only kidding. I'm definitely not selling this. So yeah, does anyone have anything else for the team? Any questions? We've got all the team here today. What's next now? So I was just talking about this before, Marco. So obviously this is another big step for the project. We're hatching today. The project was essentially, or the product launch was essentially three parts: the mint, where you could buy an origin shell. Then we went into incubation, which obviously had two parts: the energy accumulation period, and then the feeding period, which everyone had so much fun with. And then now this third and final part, which is hatching, and your origin shell is becomes an actual shell. The next step for us is the marketplace, right? So we want to allow people to trade and transfer these shells. So that's what the team's working on at the moment. That'll probably be split into two phases. Andreas, it's really good, awesome work. I mean, let's just quickly show that on stream. I mean, how cool is that? That is a very, very cool. Yeah, I love that. I absolutely love that. Nicely done. Let's just leave that on stream for a second and let everyone enjoy that. Look at the detail here. Crazy. Sorry, I'm getting distracted. So yeah, as I was saying, the mint period, which was 2 weeks, and then the incubation period. Is there any date for the first version of the game or something similar? Great question. So our focus right now is the marketplace, as I mentioned before, slightly delayed because of hatching. Hatching is this third major part, the mint, then incubation, then hatching. As for the date launch of the game, as I've said to multiple people, this is the game, right? So increasing your attributes on your Spirit NFT is the game. Playing incubation, the feeding mechanism, that's a game mechanic. So the team doesn't necessarily think of the game, in the sense of maybe you're thinking of just a metaverse where you can run around. We think of it more broadly in terms of the game mechanics that you guys are interacting with. So from our perspective, we're already shipping parts of the game. There's a lot more to come in 2023. We're thinking about, to give you some insight on the team, the reaction to synthesis and feeding was amazing. I went on a couple of events hosted by Remark, notably, and the general reaction from in and around the team, from in the business, and just from the wider community was that this is an incredibly ambitious NFT project, and you guys are doing something that hasn't necessarily been done before. So we're very interested in how we can take some of the work that we've done. So for example, we've left the synthesis feature in this tourist mode, and we've had a lot of interest here. We've had a lot of people say this is amazing. You're shipping something that, if a AAA game studio shipped something like this, you wouldn't necessarily be surprised. So how can we take this forward? How can we maybe build on this? How can we maybe let other people use this? So yeah, the roadmap for 2023 is still being worked on. As I say, the marketplace is locked in. We want to get version 1 of that out. And then when we go from there, the next kind of locked in feature is to be announced. It's something we're still working on. So yeah, we don't necessarily think in terms of shipping a game. We're shipping game mechanics, and we're incentivizing people to ultimately interact with Phala, right? That's our goal. We want to incentivize people to interact with the Phala network and Fat Contract, and we want people to be able to show off what they've done, right? My shell might be a bit slow. Intelligence is 0. Yeah, that's not a direct comment on anyone's intelligence. That's you just need to go and look at the attributes and how you earn each one. So you just probably need to plug in more aspects so we can understand your spirit, your actual spirit even more. Rom, the details are impressive. I can even see my soul. I mean, yeah, that's it. I mean, let's just show this one on stream as well. My computer can cope. Yeah, I mean, yeah, no words for the artwork here, right? Crazy good. This is why we want you guys to. Yeah, Marco, we get the question about a bit about BitCountry and Skybreach, and again, that's part of the conversation internally. We can go in. I get this question a lot, and the team gets this question a lot. We can go in a lot of different directions here. So the question for us now is where do we go? Where do we end up? And yeah, to be determined. But yeah, we definitely want to look at how we can integrate with those kinds of projects. They're very cool. So we'll see. 2023 will be a big year for the PhalaWorld project for sure. Xiaolu, do you want to add any comments or words to the stream while you're here? Do you want to come on mic? Xiaolu is typing. Maybe say hello. The reason I'm asking, okay, your environment is noisy. So the reason I'm asking is Xiaolu is leading the PhalaWorld team day to day now. So she's the person that's responsible for making all this happen moving forward. So, but yeah, apparently she's in a noisy environment. But yeah, she's our glorious leader. Ree is typing. But yeah, guys, take the opportunity, right? We've got most of the team here. But in the end, it doesn't have to be one or the other. You have the option to integrate multiple metaverses. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, Zipjar. It's not. So maybe to just clarify, it's not necessarily about picking one or the other. It's just about we have limited resources, right? So there's only 6 people on the team. And you know, we can only go in so many directions at the same time. So if we're looking at integrating with one metaverse, we'll certainly be looking at integrating with others. It's just more about where do we spend our time, where do we spend our resources, because they are limited. We don't have 60 people working on this, right? There is a limit, and so we have to focus quite heavily in one area at a time, just to make that time and effort and investment make sense. But yeah, as I was saying, guys, while everyone's typing, you know, most of the team are here today, so please do take this opportunity to ask any questions or make any comments. Might be a few weeks or whatever, a month before we do another live stream. Although I would like to do them more often, as I mentioned last time on Twitch. The SDK you work with Remark is in construction. This will help you go into more than one metaverse. So our partnership with Remark is about the palette that they've made, right? So without diving too deeply into technicals, normally NFTs were stored on the relay chain as graffiti, right? As remarks. That's the name. And we're the first .sama parachain to natively support NFTs. So that they're on the Kala parachain. So that's the main partnership with Remark. Yeah, Ziplar, I completely agree, right? Like once we integrate with one metaverse, we can integrate with others. I'm not saying that we can't. I'm purely saying where we choose to spend our time is a major decision because we have limited resources. That's all. It's not that one prevents the other. Yeah, CypherMod is another very interesting question as well. That's that's a different level of the partnership. Again, to be determined. We're talking a lot about that internally. But yeah, we work with Remark on multiple levels. When's the next incubation period coming? To be decided, Ree. I don't know. At some point, we will reopen incubation, or we will give you away. It's obviously one of the main things coming out of this, right? We have 166 origin shells that they didn't start incubation for whatever reason. So obviously, while we're focused on the marketplace and the 2023 roadmap, we have a lot of things we need to clean up and take care of from all of these features. So at some point, you will have an opportunity to incubate. Yes, when that is, I'm not entirely sure. Watch this space. Hopefully that helps. Have you used Substance Painter? I'm not familiar with Substance Painter. Is that a specific design question, Maddox? Can you give me? I might be able to ask a member of the team. But yeah, just give me more. Give me a little bit more context there. Drop from Cypher mod to PhalaWorld Canary holders will be juicy. Yeah, I mean the opportunities for integrations here are yeah, no doubt, absolutely huge. But again, the direction we go in and where we spend our resources, it is all to be decided. We want, think about it, right? Everything that you guys want to do, like we want this to be a community directed project. It's specifically for texturing 3D models. Okay, I'm not a 3D model expert, so I don't know is the answer. I'd have to ask one of the design guys. Who are the artists? So we have in-house designers, but we also there was so much complexity in the artwork here that we also went outsourced to some special 3D model makers as well. So we brought together a selection of artists to make all this happen. We should have some game credits really to give everyone, but we do have an about us page. That's a really interesting question, Zipjar. Another open question that we need to talk about. We definitely want guidance from the community, and potentially we're open to making it open governance. But yeah, we don't know, to be decided. Yeah, there's a lot of interesting movement in that space, and how you just the substrate ecosystem, how it has on-chain governance, how it supports on-chain governance, how Kusama's moving to Gov version 2. Marvin, the visionary, if you like, for Phala and PhalaWorld, is one of his biggest priorities is the community and community involvement. So, yeah, all possible. Remark is moving forward to the EVM space. More than one metaverse looks promising. Yeah, the integrations are going cross chain, going cross ecosystem are very interesting. You don't need to do it from scratch. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot we don't need to do from scratch. For sure, Zipjar. I'm not suggesting that we do. It's just again, without wanting to repeat the same answer, we just have limited resources, and where do we invest them? What makes most sense to Phala overall, right? Are there plans to add 3D models with humanoid animations to rent these avatars for playing games? We're now in the realm of um, dreaming what we would like to do. There are no specific plans right now. If you have only just joined the stream, our next solid plan is the marketplace. So you guys are I get it, right? You guys are in a realm of what's possible. And believe me, we spend a lot of time talking in that space. but our team has to consider what's practical, right? So what do we need to do next? What does everyone? So we have a lot of things to clean up from. We had a lot of things to clean up from incubation. We've got a lot of things to clean up from hatching, right? There's just a lot of practical things we need to do. I know this isn't particularly exciting, but it's just the reality of shipping these kinds of projects. So yeah, you guys are very much in what's possible. The metaverse integrations, shipping a playable game, 3D models with animations. We would need to ship all of these quickly. We would need 50, 60 people minimum, right? We have 6. So I don't want to rule any of these things out, but the immediate roadmap for Phala is for PhalaWorld, sorry, is shipping this marketplace. I'm super excited. Building on Substrate, the development in the Substrate ecosystem is incredible. I understand you guys are doing a great job with 6 people. Look, to be completely honest, what we've done, we made some missteps in the middle of last year where we tried to create. I've spoke about this on previous streams. We tried to create random, or we randomized the original equipment items. On the basis that you would get one and then you could trade parts around later, but it just didn't work. They didn't look great. So we made a few missteps there, but what the team shipped in the second half of the year, the mint, all the on-chain logic using the Remark palette, the incubation, for the number of people that we've got and the resources we had, we're just about happy with it. We've got a lot more to do though. I couldn't agree more. Whether or not capable of doing it from scratch is the key, in my opinion. Phala has full capacity, capability. Well, you would know, right? You've seen on the inside here. So, we have it's a phrase you hear a lot in software development, right? Buy or build. Like we want to build on the work of others, and we want to build on what other people are doing, and it's just figuring out the right way to do this. Yes, it's a lot of work. Yeah, it's a huge amount of work. It's a huge amount of work. Problem with 3D models is compatibility. I mean, the integration points here are absolutely key. Think how closed most games are, right? The world that we exist in right now, you have an avatar in, World of Warcraft. Can you take that avatar into, Fortnite? No, that everything's closed. They all have unique game engines. They all have unique 3D rendering rigs. And all of these worlds are closed, and you go and you get your CS:GO skins, and then you get your WoW equipment or whatever it might be, Fortnite. And you can't move between any of these worlds. The notion of taking 3D models between playable games and playable metaverses, that's a new frontier, right? We're excited to maybe be at the forefront of it. Yeah, I mean, from an engineering point of view, yes, you always want to build on someone else's framework and library if possible, but they will have made opinionated choices, right? Whenever you're working with code or anything that someone else has written, it's opinionated to some degree. But of course, you don't want to rewrite someone else's work. So it's about making smart decisions. Do you ever go into contact with a junior? Yeah, I mean, we talk to everyone, right? I couldn't tell you the latest specifics on that relationship, but yeah, we're interested in talking to most people in the space. When will Seal NFTs be airdropped? TBD. I don't know the answer to that question right now. Obviously, the Seal NFT is the third NFT with Spirit and Shell. That's another thing on our kind of not catch-up list per se, but we have a lot of things to clean up, as it were, and Seal NFT is one of those. We can't just go ahead and work on new features. We've got a lot of things that we need to complete. Chain safe Web3 Unity. Yeah, I mean, yeah, there's a lot of underlying technical problems for us to solve here, or smart technical choices to make. Integrating, I mean, that was the whole point of originally Web3 was the semantic web, right? I'm giving my age away here, but if you are old enough, you'll know about the semantic web where everything was going to be machine readable and everything was going to be able to inherently understand everything, making it much more integrable, right? But yeah, that Web 3 died, and now we're in this Web 3. Yeah, absolutely right. And we've made it. Yeah, it depends on how you integrate it. Or yeah, for the engineering technical choices are the key part here. Where do we choose to integrate and how? It's all a trade-off, and we've already made an opinionated technical choice in terms of substrate, right? That's and then the choices that they make and how substrate can integrate. And then obviously our other huge, yeah, Plato, you're right. The other the other huge choice here is what Phala is all about: fat contracts and unleashing computation, right? Taking it off chain. And one of the biggest reasons we're even working on Phala Network is a testing ground for fat contract. So, spoiler, one of our big goals in 2023 is to push fat contract, right, and see what we can do with it in this sort of quote unquote gaming space. And we have no limitations with fat contract, right? We don't have any of the on-chain compute limitations. We don't have to reach consensus 6 seconds later. We don't have high gas fees. We don't have latency problems. And we can open a HTTP request, which is just insanely powerful. So yeah, that's, if you're reading in between the lines, that's one of our goals for 2023. What can we do with fat contract in PhalaWorld, for sure? Because that allows the integration point to be at a different level. We're now off chain. We can just open a request and access anything we want, and get very cheap compute that can do real world tasks. I really should have bought a drink on stream. I discovered a Pillion. Yeah, we were actually working with those guys. They seem like a good type of AWS service, and the service has become the parachain's functionality. Yeah, this is the really interesting. So one of the analogies here that I often talk to people about is, and this is potentially oversimplified, but if you're not an engineer, then it might be helpful. Think about the electric car, or just even think about the car originally, right? Henry Ford builds a car, the first mass-produced internal combustion engine car, but a car on its own is useless without roads, right? If you don't have roads, if you don't have flat tarmac roads, cars are useless. If you don't have refueling stations, cars are useless. If you don't have mechanics, cars are useless. So you need an entire ecosystem. So when I'm talking to people who maybe haven't written code before, or aren't maybe that confident with the technical side, we need to build all of these ecosystem components which can then compound together. And we've got to make some really smart decisions on where we integrate and who we integrate with. Because we can spend a lot of time investing in those integrations, and we need to make sure they pay off. Ooh, I see Lee Chal, aka Lee, aka S tier, has appeared in the Discord channel. He's our full stack lead engineer, if anyone's wondering. Unmuted as well. Are you gonna introduce yourself to the PhalaWorld community, Lee? There's rumors that Lee is not a human and he's actually just a dog, but no one can prove it. Seems like they all have the same shell number. Have we found a bug? It's very possible that we found a bug. Where my shell shows 290 in phase. So where are you seeing the 1, 2, 3, 4? 1234 does look like a placeholder. I agree. But where are you seeing that exactly? Can you give me a wider screenshot of the page? You should definitely apply for Polkadot Ambassador Program. Yeah, that's great advice, Ree. Zipjar, if you're doing a computer science degree and or some kind of related degree, I'm the same. Oh, you mean on here? Right. Okay. Are we not passing? Okay, we found a bugly. We're not passing. We've got a placeholder here. We're not passing through the shell ID properly. But that makes sense, Lee. We just must have some placeholder text on the when we generate the image. Discord don't like a joke, join the live. Thanks for the update, everyone. Got to go. See you later. See you later, Dragon. Zipjar. That's why I think a lot of people don't get Polkadot. The composability aspect, will it be exponential? The more functionality parachains integrate. Yeah, I mean, I think you have to be very early, and I think you have to be to some degree technically minded to understand the composability aspects. But yeah, I agree. Guys, I'm probably going to bring this stream to an end soon. Really enjoyed answering all your questions or trying to answer them. But if you've got anything else if you spotted any bugs, can we change the background? No, the background was no, I don't think so. The background was a choice that you made when you saved all your items. I applied to the Appian Ambassador program yesterday. I would think about the Polkadot one. I mean, Zipjar, if you're that interested in Phala and particularly Fat Contract, consider applying to our ambassador program. We're always looking for new ambassadors, particularly technically minded ones. We're particularly looking for people who are technically skilled. Yeah, we have a closed beta going on right now for Fat Contract, so feel free to apply to work with Fat Contract. It's still very raw. You're still just going to be writing native Fat Contract, and you need to learn about ink, and you need to learn about Pink, which are extensions to ink. But yeah, feel free to apply, and also feel free to apply to be an ambassador. Yeah, so it seems we are just writing out some placeholder text in this image. So good catch, guys. Well done. Well done. You found it. We put that in deliberately, right, Lee? Take that as a yes. So yeah, guys, just to emphasize again, I'm probably going to end the stream shortly. So if there's anything that isn't clear or any other questions you want to ask, do put them in chat now. Get your bug bounty, yeah. Definitely. You're late. You're late. You're late to the party, Marvin. We've been zooming in for at least 40 minutes. I mean, look at this one. How cool is? Yeah, it's very, very, very cool. Can you get me a link to a file ambassador? I'm on mobile. Yeah, I can provide you a link. File ambassador program. We have a just have a GitHub repo, and it's all explained there. So yeah, if you want to join the closed beta, you can, and if you want to become an ambassador, you can. So if you go to the, for anyone interested in the closed beta, if you just go to the Phala wiki, and you go to build, we have all the information about the closed beta here, and we have an application form at the top. So just fill that in, and anyone who's doing a computer science degree, or anyone who's an engineer who's interested to join, I will emphasize that it's a very the experience needs some polish, but if you're interested in helping us shape that contract, please do consider applying. Again, you need to be, I do want to emphasize at the moment, you need to understand Rust and be prepared to learn about ink, but yeah, come on the journey with us. You're more than welcome to join. Yeah, so just to re-emphasize again, guys, I'm probably going to bring this stream to an end shortly. So if there's any last questions or queries or thoughts or feedback for the team, or Marvin's here now, our glorious leader Marvin is here. If you want to say anything to the visionary at Phala, now's your chance. Portugal, yeah, I think we've got a few ambassadors in Portugal, maybe one, I want to say. I could be wrong. But yeah, the links for the ambassador program and the closed beta are in the channel if anyone's interested. I will start working in the web dev space this summer, but I want to follow Substrate. Yeah, I mean, yeah, web development's interesting, and learning about React and managing state in the front end is definitely spend some time there. But if you want to learn about concurrency and distributed systems, yeah, Substrate is definitely a place to invest some time. What else have I missed? I'll fix it later. It's not the result on chain. It's created a mixed bioserver. Yeah. So this is it's just an off chain bug, guys, which we'll fix. But I appreciate you finding it. InFace as always is on it. Okay, thanks. Nice one. Join Phala network too, if not already. Yeah, if you're not in the Phala Discord, I definitely join that as well. Some interesting announcements in there. Can we stake our souls to get tokens? Do you mean, clarify the question? Do you mean, can you stake your spirit? Is that what you're trying to say? The soul-bound element? No, no, there is no aspect of staking with your spirit NFT. No, and no plans to add one at the moment. The thing is, I want to do my project from scratch, so I need to know. Oh, right, yeah, okay, yeah. If you want to become a full stack engineer, then of course you need to invest some time in web development. But yeah, I mean, these days, you just, if you know anything about MVC, model view controller or whatever, you just use React for the view part, and you use a state engine, and yeah, it's quite a mature stack. There's lots of other frameworks there as well. But yeah, that's a technical discussion. But yeah, definitely worth investing in web development. Hire me first. I thought aren't you working at the for Parity now, right? I'm in depth with the ecosystem since January, but I know what you're saying. I mean, it feels like you two just need to have a chat offline, right? But yeah, guys, anything else? Anything for Marvin? Anything for the team? Anything I've not made clear? We'll put out a blog post with the main points. Just to recap for anyone who joined late, everything that I've gone over today, apologies from the team for delaying. That's on us. We just encountered some last minute technical issues due to that. You can see how big these, the insane resolution of these images. Obviously, your origin shell is now hatched to a shell. You can see on my screen now, we now have an equipment list. You can see everything that you picked. its rarity, the item that it is, and the color, etc. You can download a high def version, genuinely high def. You can go and look at the metadata. We're using Arweave, so for the people who are interested in all of that. We also have an activity running now, which Lucia linked earlier on. Lucia, if you want to link the activity again for anyone who joined late. Thank you, Curious. Nice moderation, best host. I mean, yeah, trying my best. Yeah, the question about Substance Painter and the 3D models. If you just ask that in the PhalaWorld Discord, I think Lee's answered that question there. We don't have any plans to do that. Maybe we prefer the power of fat contract. So yeah, that's a technical aspect of the project I don't have the answer to right now, but I can get more details on that. That yellow purple eye spectre is gorgeous. I mean, I didn't want to say it myself, Blackstone, but you're right. It's amazing. It literally took me about 2 hours to create that. Congrats on a very successful project. Can't wait to see where we go next. Thank you. I will pass that to the team. They deserve all of the credit. One thing, why not Crust instead of Arweave? Crust builds. I mean, I'd have to go and check all of these details, but I'm pretty sure Crust just builds on something, and it's just another abstraction on top of Arweave. But yeah, again, I would have to check the. Well, there we go, because we have Phala. Yeah, we don't need that to work at that layer of abstraction. We have our technical lead here, so he can answer the question better than I can. I think we specifically wouldn't use Crust for this part of the solution at any point, though. But yeah, we can maybe put a technical post together to explain some of our technical decisions. That might be quite interesting for the technically minded. There are 4 solutions at minimum. Yeah, Crust does very similar stuff, but it's a different layer of, just without getting into the technical speak too much, it's a different layer of abstraction. They provide decentralized storage that then is backed by multiple things in the background. But yeah, we'll put together a technical post on some of the architectural details if people are interested. Are all the shells there 3D models of metahumans? Not quite sure what you mean by that question. Just clarify what you mean, Maddox. That would be nice. Yeah, we'll put some. We'll try and put together a post that dives into the technical design. I think that would be interesting to a lot of people. Yeah. What do you mean by meta-human? Yeah, guys, Oh, the cyborg, right? I see. MetaHuman is Unreal 5 character creator, a tool for building ultra-realistic avatars. MetaHuman by Unreal Engine. Ah, I see. Um, yeah, so I think the answer is no, essentially. This was a proprietary thing that we built ourselves. They are very cool. Is Fala going to be at Polkadot Europe? Uh, Zoe can probably answer that question. If she, you were listening to every word, right, Zoe? The question, the question is Fala going to be at Polkadot Europe? Europe. So I think we've just linked Polkadot Global Series.com. Polkadot this one here I think is what we're inquiring about. Polkadot Global Series Europe Edition Hackathon. I think do we have anywhere that people can see the events that we're going to this year, or will that be coming at some point? Cool. Yeah, guys, if you want to know what events we're going to be at, or you think we should be at a particular event, um, you definitely want to join the Follow Network Discord. And Zoe is our lead in all of that. So yeah, join there, and we'll keep you up to date. Um, yeah, all of the questions about Crust and Arweave, we're talking about slightly different layers of abstraction here. So we will put together we'll clarify this, and our on-chain engineer originally chose to use Arweave uh, as the base service for all of this. So there's months worth of kind of technical architecture decisions in here. So we'll put together people are obviously very interested in this, so we'll put together a post about why we took the decisions we did. Yeah, that's some clarity there. So, yeah, we're mixing two different things here. We that video is built by Unreal Engine. Yeah, I think that's just a. I think that's just a render to inspire people. I just downloaded my shell, and I'm shocked by the quality of the picture. Hopefully, you're shocked in a good way. And it's impossible to do this in Photoshop. That's why I'm asking if it's a render. The tweet thread that I linked earlier gives you a lot of details on what we were doing there. It's not a problem for me, but I was just asking because I thought they did the same. Yeah, not identical. Yeah, I understand what you're saying, Zipjar. Again, we've made certain technical decisions every technical decision's got a trade-off. But yeah, we're completely open to discussions about the decisions we've made, of course. I think we potentially did know about that, Lee. I think we need to get Josh in here because our on-chain engineer Josh made the main decisions around how we were using Arweave at the time. But yeah, we're delving into specifics here, guys. That we're more than happy to talk about how we did these things, but we need the right people in the room. So let me go back to the team and gather. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we did, Tipjar. Let me go back to the team and gather some information, and we'll try and answer the questions in full. No, I know you're just curious. So am I, to be completely honest. But yeah, we're getting quite specialised here. Lee is our technical lead, but our on-chain engineer isn't in this conversation right now, and he led a lot of the decisions here. So yeah, we just need to get all the technical people together to be able to answer these questions in full. Okay. Have I missed anything? Yeah, guys, I think I'm probably going to bring this stream to a close. Let me just recap one final time. I know we've moved a long way away from this, but yeah, so your origin shell has hatched into a shell. You can see, just for anyone who joined late, you can see your shell. You can see the equipment list. You can download a high definition version, and you can go and see the metadata details on Arweave. We have an activity going on right now where you can change your if you want to link it one more time, Lucia, for anyone who's joined late, where you can go and change your Twitter and Discord avatar and earn a special rank in Discord. We've left the synthesis mode as or synthesis as a tourist mode, so you can still go and play around with all of the items. You can't do anything to your shell at the moment, but it's still all there. We got such amazing feedback on that. We've left it in there. So if you want to show someone, if you want to give someone an idea of what it was all like and why it was so cool, it's all still there. There's a very interesting Twitter thread where we revealed more details on what we've been doing. So let me post that. For a final time. And yeah, some other big announcements. There are no item limits past incubation. So once the marketplace is open and you can trade items, you will technically be able to buy as many legendary items as you want. And finally, the marketplace is coming next. That's the key information. So details are incredible. They are absolutely incredible. Yeah, so guys, that's it from me and the team. Unless there's anything else, anyone's got any very pressing questions, I will ask the team if we can put together a blog on some of the technical design details. Anything else? Any other questions? Thanks, Dan, and thanks to the team. It's the team, guys. The team has done all the hard work here. Xiaolu, our product leader, Lucia, as you all know, leads the community. Jojo is leading social media. Lee is our full stack engineer and technical lead. Josh is our on-chain engineer, and William is our very, very talented designer. Those 6 people they deserve the credit for all this. And then of course Marvin, our visionary. So much of this comes from him, and he leads all this and gives us an environment to create this stuff for you guys. So yeah, hopefully you've enjoyed today's stream and got something out of it. But yeah, join we've got a very active PhalaWorld community in Discord. Obviously you're already in Discord, but just join the conversation and we'll try and answer any questions. I'll ask the team for a technical roundup of some of the design choices. Obviously we've got some technical people in chat, which is great. And we'll try and put that out over the next couple of weeks. We'll try and go into detail and explain some of the choices. But yeah, that's everything from us today, guys. Thank you for joining, and see you in the next live stream. Bye, guys. Take care.